Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network.
We're exploring art in Diana Krall Plaza today. It's probably not what you think. An epic new edition of Clocked, a Mariner Minute with Matt, and Trucks for Change. That and more coming up in the next 30 minutes. You are watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. If you've spent any time in downtown Nanaimo recently, wandering through Diana Krall Plaza, you may have noticed some intriguing video running on the big screen at the back of the Port Theatre. It's an exhibit from the Nanaimo Art Gallery called Where We Stand. We're looking at that today on Go. But first, it might be epic. If not, it's pretty close. It's a brand new edition of Clocked, and it sets the bar pretty high. You never know what to expect from Clocked. It's quickly becoming one of our most popular series, and I'll just let you know that the mohawk on Todd did not last very long. He got home and the wife off with the mohawk, and he just went short-haired, except for the mustache, because he's still participating in Movember. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. We're here in the middle of Diana Krall Plaza because there is an exhibit called, if you can call it that, an exhibit, we're going to find out how to frame it properly, called Where We Stand. Rob Boss is the gallery coordinator with the Nanaimo Art Gallery. What is the concept behind Where We Stand?
The concept is looking at people and how they navigate their environment, and looking at some of the intersections between the natural environment and the technology that we use, and more of the built environment. So there's three artists, Corey Bryson, Jennifer Van de Poel, and Laura Dalton, each with their own sort of short video on screen at the Video Plaza here.
Excellent. Okay, so we're going to talk to Jennifer a bit later on in this edition of Go Island. One of the things I read about this screening is that it allows the viewer to experience the art in a different context, different time of day, different weather, different mood as you're moving about this public space throughout your day.
Yeah, it's definitely in the mandate of the Nanaimo Art Gallery to bring art outside of the gallery walls, and we have a few programs to do that, but this is the first time that the Diana Krall Plaza has been used in this way, and so we're really excited about bringing art out into the public places, and this is a particularly significant sort of show of three artists' work that each show artists and people navigating the built environment in different ways.
And what a great venue. It's a really neat way to use the plaza here, because I know there's lots of talk about how to make the best use of this space, and video art, when it's there for the using, is a great way to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Welcome to Nanaimo.
Oh, it's great to be here.
Rob's been on the job at the Nanaimo Art Gallery for about 3 weeks. We look forward to interacting with him more in the name of art in upcoming episodes of Go Island. We'll be back with more and a closer look at some of that video after a short break. Still to come today on Go, a Mariner Minute with Mr. Matt Carter, and Trucks for Change are rolling out kindness. That and more still to come today on Go.
Did you know that Qualicum Beach is a holiday hotspot and grew around its tourism industry? Today it's experiencing a resurgence for tourism and led by a lot of cultural tourists coming to Vancouver Island each year. Qualicum Beach was a heyday for golf tourists, including Big Crosby and members of the Rat Pack, who enjoyed coming here and staying at the Crown Mansion, golfing and fishing off our coast.
You are watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. There are three artists participating in the screening Where We Stand, presented by the Nanaimo Art Gallery right here in Diana Krall Plaza. And one of them is Jennifer. Her piece is called, I'm going to let you say it,
How to Lie Down Like a Rock, and then in brackets, Surrender.
Okay, now this is part of a series that you're working on separately from this screening?
Yeah, so this video, one of the three videos in Diana Krall Square, is part of a series, a how-to series of contemplative videos that I'm working on. So they're all about 2 minutes long.
Okay.
And there's probably around 10-ish in the series now.
And someone described them to you, I'm not sure where that came from, as ludic. Is that right?
So ludic, I believe, is the root of the word ludicrous. So they are meant to be humorous in a way, the videos, while at the same time pointing to some big questions around how do our actions and intentions as individuals affect the collective, resonate with the collective, and also how does something like presence practice or mindfulness practice intersect with, or how is it in conversation with artistic practice?
It's really important, I think, as we get busier and busier in our daily lives and more attached to the gadgets, it becomes more and more challenging, personally, to just be, like you say. And I think we need to start paying more attention to that before it becomes a lost art. We'll be visiting more of the videos here in Diana Krall Plaza before the end of this edition of Go Island. In the meantime, we're throwing things over to a man who we never know quite what we can expect from. We can always get a lot of energy and we can always get a lot of creativity. His name is Mr. Matt Carter with your Mariner Minute. Go Mariners, go Island. You can keep up on all of the activities happening with the VIU Athletics, gomariners.ca. We're going to continue our discussion about where we stand, a screening in Diana Krall Plaza from the Nanaimo Art Gallery. But before we do that, and I can see the guy behind the camera getting ready to get into it a little too soon, there are some bunny rabbits at the SPCA who need a new home.
Thanks, Kate. We are here in the bunny enclosure at Parksville Qualicum SPCA with manager Nadine Durant. What can you tell us about the bunny rabbits?
Oh, bunnies everywhere, Kelly. I mean, the problem is that one stray bunny was brought into our shelter, and unbeknownst to us, she was very much expecting. And within, it felt like moments, she gave birth to all these bunnies in here. So it's a problem all over Vancouver Island, of course, and in our shelters. So if you are looking for a rabbit to adopt, please contact one of your local shelters. You know, and these babies that you're going to see aren't quite ready yet because they all have to be altered first, spayed or neutered. So it's going to be several more weeks yet. However, keep us in mind.
Yeah, because then you'll be getting a spayed or neutered rabbit and not contributing to the problem. So if you're looking for a bunny, come on down to Parksville Qualicum SPCA.
They are very, very cute. As always, think carefully before adopting a pet because pets are members of your family for as long as those pets shall live. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. Where you stand, a screening by Nanaimo Art Gallery in Diana Krall Plaza. This is Rob Boss once again. Migration is behind us right now, and the artist can't be with us here today. Laura Dutton is from Victoria. What can you say about her video?
It's a really interesting video that shows commuters going across the Vancouver SkyTrain. And so it's comprised of a lot of shots that sort of fade in and fade out and sort of give an ebb and flow of the traffic of people moving across the station.
It sort of begs the question a little bit. When I was talking to some people about doing this interview with you today, they said, and that's art? So it's a big question, I know, but how and why is this art?
Well, one of the big things that art can do for people is make them question things that become commonplace and just everyday. Like every day you travel and you go to the SkyTrain, and it's an individual experience, but if you look at it collectively, it kind of starts to open your eyes, and put together like this video installation, it starts to look more like ants moving down different anthill tunnels and things like that. And so you really sort of get a sense of you know, our collective actions as transporting ourselves from different places rather than our own just individual story as we move through the city.
Excellent. It's really nice to sort of step outside of yourself, and a perfect venue here in Diana Krall Plaza as you're walking through to be aware of those around you and how you indeed are, I guess, equal walking alongside those people who you're sharing a public space with. We'll be back with more from Diana Krall Plaza and the screening Where We Stand after a short break. You are watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. If you've been wandering through downtown Nanaimo recently, you may have noticed some artistic video being shown on the large screen at the back of the Port Theatre. It's part of a exhibit screening from the Nanaimo Art Gallery called Where We Stand. It features the videos of 3 different artists. We've met Jennifer already. We've talked about Laura's work. And the final one in the series, if I can call it that, is a piece called Bypass. And to explain what it's about, once again, Mr. Rob Boss.
Hello. This is a work using time-lapse photography to look at technology and industry, nature and industry. And so through time-lapse photography, if you look at the cars going through the bypass, it starts to look like blood and veins and different things like that. And so again, reimagining the natural and the industrial, the natural environment and the built environment, and using technology to bring out the organic and more sensual side of some of the technology and built environment that we go through.
Now, I know that you're new on the job. Were you involved at all in the sort of curation process of this?
No. Thanks for bringing that up, because I wanted to mention that this was curated by Toby Lawrence, who's now associate curator at the Art Gallery of Greater Victoria. And I just took over the job for her, and it's a fine exhibit that she put together. So,
is that happening more and more often, that artists, and we've got Seagulls participating now, are moving into the world of video on a more regular basis? It's probably been happening for quite a while.
Yeah, not only into video, but into everyday spaces, public spaces, and finding different forms to sort of like reinvigorate art for the people.
Excellent. And you know what? One of the things about art is you don't have to understand it. Try not to make sense of it all the time. Just appreciate it and feel it, and see if it gets you to a different place in your awareness in the moment.
Let it wash over you. You don't have to sort of like demand something from it. Just let it give something to you.
Wow. The gift of receiving art. Sounds inspiring. I love it. Thanks, Rob. We're going to throw things over now to a story that was actually produced in Ontario. What does a delivery truck full of food have to do with British Columbia? Well, that's what our next story is going to tell you. And that brings us to the end of this edition of Go Island. Where We Stand will be projecting through the big screen on Diana Krall Plaza until December the 5th. A couple of other events coming up with the Nanaimo Art Gallery. First of all, Ornament takes place on December the 3rd. It is a fundraiser. I'll actually be emceeing that event, so we hope to see you there. It runs at the Grand Hotel for the big lighting of the tree from 5 until 7. There is free entry, and there are many artists from the area who have decorated, created, made an ornament that you can purchase. There's a silent auction, refreshments as well. We hope to see you at the Grand Hotel for Ornament on December the 3rd. And then finally, another fundraiser for the Nanaimo Art Gallery, a raffle for some work by renowned Nanaimo-based artist Grant Lear. You can buy raffle tickets for that through the gallery right here on Commercial Street. Thanks for watching this edition of Go Island. We'll see you next time.
Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network. Clothing supplied by Catwalk Fashions. Kate's Hair and Aesthetics provided by Maffeo Salon.